track. Okay. Okay. Got no grip. That's fine.
Welcome, I'm Rob. You join me in the kart at a TeamSport track, but there is something different about these karts. I just can't put my finger on it. Can you spot it? Are the wheels square? Nope, they seem fine. Maybe the steering wheel was on the wrong side. Nope, it's still in the middle. Oh wait, they're blue. That's right, we are at TeamSport in Preston, a recently reopened track after their fire a few years ago. So Dan and I decided to head over, not just to check out the track, but to check out these new electric karts as well. So these karts have 4 power levels, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And during public sessions they are run in either power level 1 or power level 2. I'm not sure which we were in today, and I didn't actually have time to ask a member of staff as we did need to leave quickly afterwards. During members events though, the karts will be run in level 3 or 4, but unfortunately I'm not able to get over for one of those at this stage. This is a Saturday afternoon public session, so it's going to be a busy one with a variety of driver skill levels. So there will be a fair bit of traffic, and my plan will be just to make some space and see what I can do. I don't really have a plan for lap time, I just want to have some fun and explore these karts. So now we've been released to green flags and we get to see what we can do. I want to add a quick disclaimer here. I don't know exactly where the timing loop is on this track, and I couldn't quite work it out. They don't have a marked out grid, but this is where the lights are for the starting, and so I put my lap markers here. They roughly line up, at least to the 10th of a second. Most of the time they are in the hundreds, but not necessarily the correct thousandths of a second. Just imagine it's right. Now, on the steering wheel, you'll notice I'm pressing a button. It's lit up blue and it's supposed to enable boost. When you press it, the light turns off and the kart goes faster. My light never went off and the kart never went any faster as I pressed this button throughout this session. The light always stayed dimly lit. Every now and then it went brighter as well, but never seemed to actually do anything.
No light here.
So the boost feature of these karts is supposed to give 3 seconds of extra speed boost, and then there's a 30-second cooldown period before you can use it again. So on a 35-second lap, you can use it twice if you were clever with where you've used it. This is, of course, assuming the boost works. We've made it clear and we are back on the green flags after that very long yellow flag, and we're free to explore what we can do and try and find some space on this track. The surface is slippy and the torque is high, so controlling these karts is a challenge at times. And again here, I'm getting frustrated. I've pressed the button as hard as I can several times over, and I got nothing. Dan got his boost, and he got past me going up what is called the corkscrew. Once again now, I've pressed the button several times and you'll notice that blue light is still lit. I haven't had boost activated. It's gone dim again and I don't quite know what is going on, but that boost definitely doesn't work on this kart. But we don't get another clear run yet, we get yellow flags. During public sessions, I do find that the first session is where everyone is getting used to the kart and the experience of karting. You will get more flags than in the second session, but that's just something you deal with on a public session.
Hold off and stretch till next lap.
That driver has made a very big mistake there. They've just turned in far too early for the turn and have just hit the inside barrier quite hard. It actually threw them out of the seat a little bit there. There were no injuries, so that's the main thing. But of course, we are now back under yellow flags. A quick apologies for the amount of wind noise you can hear without the motor to drown it out. There is a bit more for the camera to do. Whilst my GoPro is good at removing wind noise, it's not that good. I'll need to get some form of covering to try and prevent it if we're going to do more electric karting.
Yeah, look, I'm getting your turn through there.
So we get another yellow flag at the top of the corkscrew for a kart facing into the barrier whilst facing away from the direction of travel. Not sure how they managed that one. Public sessions.
He's still a bit, I'll give him that.
But I look down and my boost button is lit up. I should be able to press it when we go to green and get some extra power. So we'll have to see if it works this time. When we go to green, I press the button and the kart feels no different. I have kept up with Dan, who definitely used his boost though, so perhaps I was getting it, but my light wasn't working properly. But there's nowhere really to go at the top as we're fighting our way through traffic, just being prepared and having quick reactions to whatever may happen with any of the traffic ahead. Once again, the boost button, I'm pressing it, it's failing to work. I've looked down, it's lit up, I've pressed it, nothing happens, the light stays on, and it just goes off a little later on in the lap. Considering these karts are 2 weeks old at this point, I'm quite disappointed at how they're malfunctioning. Or is it user error? I mean, pressing a button? So far, my experience in these electric karts is not particularly a pleasant one. It's not been a great session to be fair, but we know that pretty much before we started being a public Saturday session. I didn't like them as much as the Sheffield karts or petrol karts in general. They felt lighter to steer, which I wasn't necessarily expecting. And yeah, the instant torque is nice and you're more balanced between a heavier driver and a lighter driver. That's good, but the rest of the experience wasn't that great. Maybe mostly because of the lack of boost. Maybe I need to try them on a members event so that they're at a higher power level, but this experience wasn't a good one for me.
Definitely got boost, that's right. I don't want to get in front of that green one.
We'll discuss it a little more in the second session, but I also wasn't overly impressed with the marshals at this track either.
Again, I was hoping for at least one lap, would have been nice.
So another yellow flag to clear another kart facing the wrong way.
No, you didn't need to stop, but okay. We'll go green.
We should go to green soon though, because that marshal has just got back to his post. There we go, down the ramp, and we'll see if we can clear this kart ready for one more flying lap. The boost button is lit up and I've got my thumb ready, hovering over the button. I pressed it and I think it actually worked this time because I felt like it picked up a bit of speed and stopped that extra speed just before the bottom of the ramp. I think that was the first time it worked, but unfortunately with the traffic ahead, this is not going to be a particularly quick lap at all. We go across the line for the final time to meet another slow kart. So that was the first session of electric karting at Preston. And unfortunately, my fastest lap was only good enough for 4th place, whereas Dan managed to get a blinding lap in and was fastest on this session. There isn't a track where Dan is faster than me so far, so I'm gonna have to put that right in the second session. I shouted at another kart as he was passing others under yellow flags, and I was just reminding him that the yellow flags actually mean go slow and do not pass, rather than go fast and pass. As you enter the pits, a speed limiter actually kicks in, so you can put your foot flat down, but you're not going to go at a fast speed. That's pretty cool, and it helps with the safety of the marshals because I've definitely seen some fast pit lane drivers. Join me tomorrow for the second session and we'll see how that one goes. Hopefully we'll have fewer flags as the drivers get used to the experience. So as always, thank you so much for joining me on my go-karting adventures. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up and leave any feedback down below in the comments as well. If you enjoy this type of video, please do consider subscribing to the channel, and thank you to all of you who have already done so. Second session comes tomorrow, so until then, cheers.